Hi there, Gina with Gina's Crafting Spot here on YouTube. And today I'm using that DIY shop crepe paper pad, and there's some cut aparts in there too. So I'm just using some random pieces I had already cut. Those are some of the embellishments, not embellishments, some of the cut aparts that I cut from a couple of the sheets. Now here I'm taking my gesso and some paint. I had some paint, like wall paint that I hadn't used, and as samples, so I hadn't used it, so I figured I'll use that to tint my gesso. So what I did was kind of wrong. I should have did the gesso and then tinted it instead of vice versa, adding the gesso to the paint. That was stupid. I don't know why I did that. You could tell I'm not used to working with this kind of stuff very much, but I didn't want to throw it away, and I didn't want to erase the video. I'm like, let me just go with it and see what happens. So I just used the stencil, I think it's Studio Calico, to put this on, and you could see I'm not very good at it at all, so I just wiped it off. It was still wet, so I just wiped it, I dried it, and then I'm going to go ahead and stencil over it. You're not even going to tell. So it was a little harder than I thought to get it neat, and I don't know, it just, you guys make it look so easy. But anyway, there was my try at it, and I cleaned my stencil really quickly after I finished because I know it'll stick and be hard to get off later, so I just did it for once using baby wipes. And there you have the background, the wood grain I used, and then use the stencil on top. And that's going to be my background paper. So I'm just backing it with that piece from my stash, just like a brown color. And it's going to turn out not to be enough backing for me, so I'm going to use another piece out of my stash, some ugly paper that I don't like, and I'm going to use that to back the whole thing to give it some more stability the way I cut out the middle of it. And I kind of didn't have to because I don't really like that color, and I didn't end up using it anyway, but I wasn't sure at the time if I was going to use it or not. So there I'm just using my Close to My Heart distress tool. You could use anything. You could use your scissors. I have a Tim Holtz distress tool. You can use whatever you want just to give it some, give it a little something extra. And look at my stamp to the left. Looks like a ghost is moving it. But it's just because my desk is slanted, since it is a drafter's table kind of design. So I could lift it up so it's easier for me to see. I don't have to look straight down at anything. So that's where I decide to back it with some ugly paper, and that's my big thing full of paper that I don't like, and I'm just using that as extra garbage paper so I don't waste my white. So that's all. I just trimmed off whatever extra was poking out through the distressed edges, and I just used my distress ink all around the edges of it to give it a little more, make it stand out a little more. And those are just a couple pieces that I had from like I said, it's a DIY shop crepe paper, and some of the pieces I had used already on another layout. So this was a couple of the strips that I had left, and I just attached it to the top and the bottom with some ATG. And I was going to use two photos, but I decided on just the one after all. And that red paper I'm using as a layer. And I had matted, I don't know when I did it, but I had matted the photos in a yellow from that same collection. Everything I used was from this, all the papers. So then I just got that piece of paper that looks that looks like the world map. Thought it was becoming, went with the whole pirate kind of theme. So I thought that worked out well. And then I just added that red as well and used the border punch on the left side of it. And here I'm just looking for embellishments to use and things to tuck. So I'm going to use the that Hazel's, that tag for sure. And that green, I am going to tuck it in there. And I'm not going to use that pink one, but I'm trying to get a little cluster on the top right hand corner. And then I'm going to have one by that hazel. It's not a big cluster, a little one. And then by that left hand, upper left by the green little tag, or little piece of paper sticking out. That's where I'm going to start my title. So I'm just putting some stuff down. Those are just from the dollar section at Joann. And it just says be brave because that's a scary looking skeleton, and our little cousin was scared to take a picture with him, but she wasn't. So she was only 2, so she didn't really get the, almost 3 maybe. Yeah, I think she was almost 3. But she didn't really get scared or anything. No, she was 2 because it was in 2008. And I used those thickers. Not sure. I think I showed you. They're old. They're kind of fading, not fading, but like the covering on it is kind of coming off. So I just used my distress ink to add a little more color to it. And there I'm just putting AAAARGH with those, I think it's from Sassafras, those red stickers, really long time ago. And then I got them. And that little piece of scallop I put there, it's way, way crooked where I see here. But whatever. So then I just ended up having to stick down everything with my Scotch Quick Dry because nothing is sticky. None of my stickers are sticky. And that will be my title. And see, that's where I just brush it on with some of the distress ink. I'm adding that there. And then I'm going to add some brads. I have my phone there in case the kids call or the teacher calls from school or whatever in case they're sick. But anyway, I wanted to use some of my excuse me, buttons, but I don't end up using those. I'm just going to use some, I don't know why I like them now. I wish I would have left them on there. But I ended up just using a few of those Stampin' Up! Corduroy brads. And just using my piercer. And then that other tool to open up the brad in the back so I won't poke myself. Because believe it or not, I do that and it really hurts. I know, I'm a baby. So there's just some washi tape. I'm just using it to make sure the those brads don't get stuck. Using some red polka dot washi tape, not sure where it came from, just in a few places. And I am about done there. At the end, I think I'm just gonna add a little bit of twine. Once I'm done putting down those brads, I'm gonna put some twine. I'm not gonna use that yellow, I'm gonna use brown and white. And that's it. That's going to do it for me. So I hope you enjoy and thank you so much for watching. And I will hopefully see you again in the next video. So I'll see you later. Bye.